Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I'm just kind of searching around on the HF band this morning. It's 8:30 a.m. here in Clearwater, Florida. I'm using the SDR Play 1 with a medium wave filter and connected to my G5 RV antenna. So that's my setup. And I ran across this station here, which I believe is coming out of India. Now I've got a whole bunch of things running here, so maybe this whole mess will crash here in a minute. But I'm running my screen capture software, I'm running SDR console, I'm running a scheduling program, I'm running Chrome. It could all come crashing down. So let me kind of jump around here and show you how I attempted to determine what the station is. It's on 9.865, and it has kind of an Indian dialect sound to it. So I thought, well, let me do a little checking around. So here, right here, is the short-wave.info website, and I put in the frequency 9.865, and it came up with Air New Delhi, and it shows it on the map here, over here in India. Okay, there's one confirmation. Now we close that down. Now I have something else. This is kind of interesting, to me at least. This is the scheduling program written for the Android devices. But I'm running it on my PC using a program called BlueStacks. And BlueStacks will let you run some, not all, some Android programs on your PC. And that's what's running right here. Right? Where's my cursor? Right here. And so I put in 9.865, said search, and it came up with Air Vidid or whatever, Beirut. That sounds like India to me. So it kind of confirmed that I'm listening to a station from India here this morning. You just never know what you're going to pick up on shortwave. You know, I got people saying, shortwave bands are dead. They're not dead. They're just not as active as, oh my gosh, look at that signal that came in there. Not as active as they used to be. And of course, right now we're in a slump because the solar conditions are not good for propagation. But at any second, those conditions can change, like now. I think this is the station out of India. I'm not positive, and it's pretty weak. Let me turn up the audio and let you listen for a few minutes or seconds or some period of time. Okay, as you can hear, it's pretty darn weak. You might not have even been picking it up on my recording, but you can visually see it. Where'd my cursor go? I keep losing my cursor. I'm overtaxing my computer here. Yeah, okay, here we are. So you can see it over here. You can see these little tiny signals here. So it's there and it's not there. It's there. It was better half hour ago when I started first listening to it, and then I said, well, see if I can record this. So now it's, of course, it's gotten weak. And but my point is, shortwave, now here's a pretty good station right here. Shortwave comes and goes. And right now it's kind of in the toilet, but you can still find things. I was reading, and that kind of what inspired me, I was reading the latest issue of the CQ magazine, which is all about amateur radio and shortwave listening. And there's a section in there called the Listening Post. And this gentleman does a whole bunch of a whole bunch of shortwave listening, and he posts what he finds, and he tells you a little thing about it. So earlier, I thought I was hearing something called Fire Drake Music Jammer. And this station or whatever tries to jam stations that China doesn't want people to hear. I think that's the way it goes. And I tune a couple of, he's all over the band, or it's all over the band. And I tuned a couple of frequencies and I thought I was hearing it because it says that he usually plays Oriental music. That's what he uses for jamming. And that's what I was hearing. So I think I was hearing it. So I had never heard of this Fire Drake, but apparently he's pretty well known with shortwave listeners. So anyway, don't give up on shortwave. Get your radios out and start listening. I really like this SDR play. I got the initial one, the 1. Thinking about getting either the 1A or 2, but they're kind of expensive. The 1, I got it on closeout when the 1A and the 2 were coming out about 3 or 4 months ago. And now the prices come down a little bit on the 1A. And I'm thinking about getting that because I really like the 1. So anyway, fire up your radios and start listening to shortwave. Another thing is that I've noticed is in the winter, these improved conditions kind of pop in because there's so much flux in the weather and everything. Now, the weather per se, we're talking about, hot, cold, and everything, really doesn't have as much of an influence on propagation as like overcast conditions, solar conditions, and stuff like that. There's so many variables. So right now, if you go and look at the solar flux index, it's like 70, 72. It's in the toilet, which means you probably won't receive much. But here I am. I'm receiving a signal, I think, from India. So get those radios out. Give us some reports. Make a comment. Hey, I got this, on so-and-so, and tell us a little bit about your setup and everything and where you're at. That would be great. Ooh, that looked a little signal came in right there. Look at that. Now this one, I'm going to select this one because it's strong. And we'll turn the audio down first so I can see my, that's data. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Hopefully, my screen capture software was able to keep up with everything that's running in background. If you have any questions or comments, you got any comments? Leave a comment. If you got a question, leave a comment. Maybe I can't answer your question, but maybe somebody else could, or you could send me an email to TRRS73@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.